Hi everyone, this is Sherry. I'm also known as Mothership. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a great day, great night. And this is just kind of an introduction to my channel, I guess. Um, so my name's Sherry. I am 54 years old. Both of my daughters were born disabled. My one daughter is 35 years old, and my other daughter is 29 years old. So we have had a good lifetime together so far. They both still live here at home with me. They've both pretty much been in wheelchairs all of their lives. And I can just have to say that they are just both so amazing. They are like the greatest young women on this planet. And I can't even say like how wonderful and amazing that my two girls are. You know, they're just incredible. They're just so incredible. So this is my avatar. And I'm going to get to my youngest daughter's avatar first. So this is Sarah. This is her avatar. And that's my youngest daughter. She's 29. And she was never even supposed to live. At birth, she was never even supposed to take a breath once she was born. And she is just an amazing miracle. Now, she has an unknown syndrome, so she is the only person on this planet with whatever she has. Like, with whatever happened to her, whatever she has, she is totally unique. She's the only one. So, on paper, she's marked as a normal female because genetically she's perfectly normal. And she was born deaf-blind. She was born with an arachnoid cyst inside of her brain. Her arms, her legs, her hands, her fingers, her toes, her feet, all very severely deformed. Um, she can walk on her knees in the house sometimes, especially like if it's on carpets, like she can walk on her knees. But for the most part, with everything else, like she's in a wheelchair. And she is just a totally amazing young woman. Like now she has some sight. She's, instead of considered completely blind, like when she was born, she's now legally blind because she does have some sight now. With her hearing, instead of being profoundly deaf, like when she was born, she is hard of hearing and she wears hearing aids. And she's a disabled gamer. She does live streaming with gaming, and she's just so wonderful and amazing. She hasn't live streamed in a long time. Like, for the most part, for a while, she's been onto her friends' streams and stuff. And, and she interacts well with everyone. And, she's very well known in the gaming communities that she's in. And it's just wonderful. She's just a wonderful young lady. And it's just so amazing, She has these tiny little hands with like two fingers on each hand. And, she's legally blind. She's hard of hearing. And that girl can game. She can play. I mean, with everything she has against her, she just does such a wonderful job when she's gaming. I mean, she's so amazing. And it's just with my girls, it's just they wow me like all the time because they're so funny. They're very happy. They're always laughing, always cracking jokes, especially making fun of me. They love making fun of me, that's for sure. And they're just really great. And a lot of times I think when somebody has is born with a disabled child, sometimes it might feel like you wonder, like, what's their life going to be like? Are they going to be able to do this? Are they going to be able to do that? Will they ever be able to do this? And really, every child is different, and um so really you just never know. And I have to say, from with me, especially with my daughter Sarah, you know, a lot of the things that the doctors had said, she just really overcame. She just like defied all the odds, you know. Honestly, the doctors really didn't think that Sarah would ever, once they knew she was alive, because like I said, she wasn't even really supposed to even be able to take a breath once she was delivered. So, she just, the things that the doctors would say that she would never do and she would never do this, she really did overcome, and she does well. I mean, I have to say, this girl does so well and is just so amazing, and she's just incredible. So, anyway, both of my daughters are very incredible. So, that's little Sarah. And now I'm going to get to my daughter Shirley's avatar. And this is my daughter Shirley. And she is 35 years old. And she is so amazing also. And she loves gaming. She doesn't really live stream, but she does love gaming and playing games, and also being on other people's streams. And she likes being in her sister's streams too sometimes when her sister's streaming. So, it just depends. And Shirley does talk about live streaming, like possibly in the future. She might want to live stream, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So anyway, Shirley was born with Down syndrome, and she had a heart defect. Sarah also had a heart defect. And then when Shirley was still a baby, she ended up getting juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. So that started out in her one knee, and then it ended up in her other knee also. And then after that, it just pretty much spread through her entire body. So she became all bent up, her fingers are all bent up, her toes, her hips, her legs. She ended up having to, they even tried like leg braces to try to pull her legs back out from being so bent. And and when you think about it, you think, when children go through things, you just think like that's just going to bring them down and down and out, whatever. And it doesn't always, because, both my girls are like living proof of that. They're both like miracles. Like Shirley almost died at birth, and, here she is. She's 35. Sarah was supposed to die at birth, and, there she is, 29. So, what I'm trying to say is you just never know. And even with Shirley, I mean, she's just amazing. Like the way her fingers are all bent up and everything like that, she can still play those video games. Like sometimes she only uses one pinky to play. I mean, it just varies, but she finds a way that she can just, play video games and stuff. So they're just so wonderful, and they're just so amazing. And they have so much love for people. Like their prayer list for people, they have like just so many people on their prayer list. It's like, I can't even tell you like how long their prayer list is. And honestly, they make sure to pray for everyone on that list. Like they never forget like who they need to pray for. And they just amaze me constantly. I'm just like, just so amazed by them. And I'm a totally blessed mom. I mean, like I said, I couldn't ask for better children. And now that they're, young women, and and they still get to live with me, and it's just, we've had like a really decent life. I mean, when they were younger, we spent lots of times at, the doctors, the hospitals. I mean, sometimes it seemed like that was our second home. I mean, really, it really did. But, you know, they don't really get so sick anymore like that they used to when they were younger. So, that's a big plus with everything. And just the joy and happiness that they have now and that they've had like throughout their entire lives, it's just been wonderful. So, like, I don't really have, like, I can't really say anything really negative because, like, I was just so glad that both of my daughters were alive, so no matter what, like, nothing really mattered to me and never, like, bothered me or whatever because I was just so glad to have them and so glad that they were alive and with me. And, you know, so anyway, I guess that's my introduction. And I'm new to all this, so I'm not really good with technology. I can tell you guys that right now. Like, I'm doing this from my iPad. So we'll see how this works out. I'm just hoping to really let people know that they're not alone on this planet, and and that there are people that care. There are people that really truly deep 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 from within themselves really care about people. And so we'll see what this channel has to bring. Hopefully people will come to my channel, comment, let me know if you guys have like disabled children or if you're even disabled yourself or whatever. I mean, I just trying this channel out and we'll see what happens with it. So again, this is my daughter Shirley. This is her avatar, and her nickname is Little Belle, and it's only spelled with two L's, like Little Belle with two L's. It was supposed to be Little Belle. She picked that name because of Belle on Beauty and the Beast. And when we did set up her gaming thing, it didn't give enough room for the E. So we had to spell it like that, which actually worked out well because now, she's happy with like Little Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but now also with like jingle bells and handbells and stuff like that. She's associated with that now too. So, it just really makes her real proud and real happy. So that's Shirley. Little Belle. And then Sarah's nickname and her gaming name is E.T., like from E.T., the extraterrestrial from the movies in the 1980s. And she picked that name for herself because she really thinks that her fingers, look like E.T.'s fingers from in the movie. So that was kind of cool that, that's the name that she picked for herself. And they're just wonderful. My girls are so incredible. And like I said, this is like an introduction video, and you know again, we'll see what happens with this channel. So I'm gonna get back to my avatar now, and this is me. So if you notice on my necklace, that's why I have a little alien face. That's for my ET. And there's a little jingle bell there, and that's for my Little Belle. So, anyway, well, I hope my introduction was okay for everyone. And, hopefully this will bring people to my channel, and we'll see what happens and go from there. And like I said, I do know how to do comments and read the comments and stuff. I don't really know much other than that with YouTube, is like the comments in the comment section. Like, I think sometimes people have some kind of chat. So I'm thinking maybe that's like when they're live. But yeah, I don't know because I'm just kind of learning all this. And, I mean, I've had YouTube for like almost 10 years. I just never really used it much other than, watching the videos and stuff and listening to music. So, we'll see what happens here. And I hope you all have a great day. Have a great night. And I hope to be able to do another video soon. All right, guys. Bye.